is up? So today we are looking at the Super Armatron. So this is a toy that I got off eBay. It's just a robotic arm. There's nothing really spectacular about it. But I thought I'd give you a little history lesson on it and tell you about it. So it's basically just a little robotic arm that you control by these joysticks. And you have a timer here that you set. And then it'll count down to 1. And then you'll be out of time and it basically shuts down. Now, these things are pretty interesting if you actually get a look inside of one of these things. There's actually a pretty extensive transmission inside this thing with lots of gears that control every piece of this. Pretty interesting if you look at it now. I don't have any video or anything like that. You can probably look it up, but it's pretty cool. So this particular model has a Radio Shack logo on it, and you can see on the bottom right here it says it was manufactured by Radio Shack. It's a division of the Tandy Corporation. So they have a cat number on here, which is just a category number that they used at the time. And as you see, this actual model was manufactured in China. And so I found out that even though there are many different arms, and you can find them like the Armitron, and there's a Super Armatron, and then there's a Tomy Armatron. There's many different colored ones. The white ones are the ones that look like this. It's a little faded, a little yellowed. These were made in the 80s, and then there was a gray model or a blue model that was made in the 90s. So originally, Tomy, the toy manufacturer in Japan, owns the patent for this. They got distribution by Radio Shack, the division of Tandy Corporation, in 1984 to basically replicate this and sell it, which is pretty interesting. There are older models in this that were made that had they basically look a little different, and they had a cable and a remote that you held, and one of them had a ribbon cable kind of remote that plugged into it. Those, if you find those were manufactured in the 70s. So that was the very first model that they had. Then they started making them like this. These are really similar, like this look and how the arm is built and how it actually functions is really similar to industrial robots that were made in the 80s that built cars and different things like that, or they used in manufacturing. So it's a pretty cool toy actually. That it has all the characteristics inside that most of those manufacturing robotic arms had. So once you set the timer on this, it counts down, turns off. The timer lasts about 8 minutes. The arm is fully controllable. You can move it in many different ways. Takes 2 D-cell batteries in the back here. And this actually is a fairly clean toy from the time period. A lot of these toys ended up getting really bad discoloration and stuff. As you can see, this only has one of the tubes here. There's actually supposed to be another one that goes from here to here, and there's supposed to be some little trinkets that you can pick up and move around, but didn't come with it. I'm going to turn it on. You can see how loud it is. It's got a pretty loud transmission inside of it that controls it, but it's pretty cool. So pretty cool toy. I just started looking into it. I was really fascinated by the company because Tommy made a bunch of robots and different things that they sold during the 80s. They were really popular, and I have a couple of them. And it's just amazing some of the toys that they made. So that's a little bit about the Armitron, and hopefully you guys learned something. And you can pick these up fairly inexpensively on eBay. And you guys have a good one. Take it easy. Peace.